Hey, hey, all you starry-eyed viewers. I'm your master cosmologist, head cheerleader to the stars, and I'm here for your energy forecast, your energy bite for the day. We have the sun at 15 degrees of Taurus, Earth at 15 degrees of Scorpio. I could probably channel for all day long. That's how weighty the topics are today and the volume of change that's at hand. It's a very, well, if we could encapsulate 15 Taurus into a single word, it would be change. Change as in monetary value of trading, things trading hands, the exchange of goods. And 15 Scorpio would be change as in you need a change. Be fearless, change is good kind of thing. Or you're going to have to be forced to change because things are changing, times are changing. That's what the basis of the day is today. I'm actually called to look at the star chart and see what else wants to be spoken of. We've got Uranus at Algol still. It's about halfway through. And that is opposing Juno. Juno is retrograde at 26 Scorpio. This is a devotion, and Juno is the wife. There's a change of devotion. The role of the wife, the roles in marriage, who's devoted to who, who's serving who, shall we say? What else? We got Moon, High Leo, 28 Leo. It's going to go to Regulus today. This should have a very nice royal quality to it where you feel very proud, have a lot of pride infused in you. There is a sense of regalness and royalty being imparted to accomplished souls today. Let's see what else wants to be touched on. Cupido's at Sirius. So it's time to get serious. That would be fletching our arrow to Kumu. Well, let's not call it Kumu. Kuleana. We'll call it Kuleana. Kuleana is the Hawaiian word for responsibility, taking things very serious. You have a Kuleana, a responsibility, a duty. And many of us are Kumus, which are teachers. There's a great need to take your Kuleana very seriously at this time, taking the responsibility of perpetuating a humane society, perpetuating and protecting a humane society is this axis that we're at today. We are converting to a humane society from an abusive, slave-driven society. And with that, there are proclamations of ending slavery, emancipation proclamations. The greatest crime is silence, and your silence is a continued vote of support for the old ways. We must use social media very intentionally to publish our voices, to proclaim such strong ma'at Kheru, being true of voice, speaking only the truth, bringing the truth out, exposing lies, exposing treachery, exposing criminality, exposing abuses. You have a voice, use it. Take your Kuleana to the next level. There's also a sense of when times get tough, you find out who your real friends are today. Many who didn't stand by your side are going to feel what it's like when your friends, the ones who supposedly care about you, turn on you. Tough pills to swallow today. I'm also hearing a series of unfortunate events and also a series of fortunate events. So there's two different trails to breadcrumb down. Some people are going to take a very unfortunate turn, and some are going to be taking a very fortunate turn. There's also this need with the Ma'at Kheru, the true of voice, to become an influencer, to not shy away from it, to not be bullied out of these roles any longer, to not have that role diminished as if it's flippant or stupid or cheesy or dumb. I've really been leaning into the blessing of the internet instead of the darker sides of it, where it's being hijacked and abused, where we've been given this as a gift, as the only way to connect us worldwide and to broadcast the news, the good news, the changes, the demands that we have for a humane society, a changed society, where we will not be trading flesh across the galaxy. We will not be trading flesh across the planet. We will not be blind, deaf, and dumb to all of the trafficking going around, the abuse of bodies, the siphoning of energy, just all the crap, all the bullshit. It's time to bring it out to the light, to the surface, and tell the truth and expose yourselves. There's zero tolerance left. What else? Let's look at the stars one more time. I'm feeling called to keep looking at the stars. Oh, there's a lot of 22 degrees today. We've got Mercury at 22 Aries, Pallas at 22 Aquarius, which is a mastery degree for Aquarius, and Jupiter 22 Gemini. Mercury at 22 Aries is the Death Star degree. This could be a big bomb or a Molotov cocktail or a nuclear bomb that goes off in your head, or it could bring you into the greatest coherence ever, where you will not allow negative thoughts and negative energy and negative influence to bring your thoughts down ever again, where you come into a great coherence within your own mind, a steadiness. 22 Pallas is that I'm hearing Belinda Carlisle, ooh baby, do you know what that's worth? Heaven is a place on earth. It's really a place first and foremost formulated between your ears. And holding that vibration and that coherence between your ears creates your heavenly palace, your earthly palace. And then 22 Gemini Jupiter, that's in a sextile with Mercury, where you can be led by the trumpet, okay? And by trumpet, I do mean the Trump puppet. That is his birth degree. 22 Gemini is the Trump puppet's birth degree, where this character is a puppet and it's meant to drag you down. It's meant to run you ragged. It's meant to lead you astray. Why would you give your bandwidth to this? Why would you pay attention to this? Why would you let this cause you any sort of incoherence or distress or anxiety or depression or any sort of awful feelings or thoughts between your ears? This is literally a thing. The biblical announcement of the trumpets blaring, it's the same thing, but it's not coming the way it was packaged. You know, there's truth written between the lines of the lies of these publications. They're like the National Enquirer more than anything. But there is an infusion of facts between the lies, between the lines. What it's saying is don't listen to it. Don't listen to it. Go listen to some happy birds. That's the only trumpet I want to hear playing in my ears is some cardinals, some blue jays, some robins, the breezes blowing in the leaves. That's coherence, baby. That's the sounds that you want playing in your ears. You don't want to be hearing the trumpets blaring because we all know what they're announcing. Their system's over and done with and they're panicking. It's like a bullhorn today. It's like a bullhorn. What idiot needs to scream on a bullhorn? A trumpet. Silence is louder than any words, baby. Your energy screams louder than any bullhorn. Let's see what else wants to be talked about. I like Venus at 3 Aries. She's like, yeah, I don't follow the leader. I am the leader. I am the leader. Watch me sashay. Watch me move my booty through Aries and shuck and jive. I am really excited for Venus to get to 10, which is going to be like this goddess booty boot camp. Venus is going to put the women through like basic training, boot camp, goddess style, angelic style. And she's not messing around. She's a tough cookie. She's come out a very tough cookie. What else? Anything else? Oh, Ceres just crossed over the North Node. So we just really had to swallow down this new devotion because that is all aspecting Uranus opposing Juno. That new devotion that I spoke of at the beginning. Lastly, I'm called to touch on Black Moon Lilith. I'm going to do a separate video about her at 4 degrees. I'm a little behind on that, but essentially what it is an auric seal. It's a force field. It's tight now. It's completely sealed. And the reason you can know this definitively is because your boundaries are enforced and you're not allowing anyone to trespass and to come into the bubble. Nobody can come into the bubble that has ill intent. Nothing and nobody. Anything else before I go into cards? I'm working with the Togetherness Quilts, Oracle of Roses, and Goddess of Love Tarot. 𝗍𝗀𝗄. 𝗍𝗀𝗄. This combo always dredges up some stuff. Yeah, with Black Moon Lilith at 4 degrees, it's May the 4th be with you. May the force be with you. Yesterday was May 4th. It truly was May the force be with you, where the force field got completely impenetrable. It's not penetrable. It's impenetrable now. It was sealed. It's tight. It's leak proof. It's good. It's solid. It's good. There's this image that I was shown, which is it Rogue? It might be Rogue from the X-Men, and she's in this bubble, and she looks like this. You could probably Google X-Men Rogue, and it's pretty prevalent. I think it's Rogue. Anyway, we've gone rogue. We are undetectable because of this force field, meaning we're just vibrating at a different frequency. Like we're not food anymore. Oh yes, that's the last point I think I'll make with the stars actually before I pull a tarot card is that 15 Taurus is saying that we are no longer going to be breeders and feeders. We're not breeders and feeders anymore. Tomorrow is going to shut that down the hardest, which means that we're going to be really selective and careful in our reproduction from now on. The women are going to take back control of sex ed and true right conduct, righteous sex and pleasure on the planet, which has been hijacked by the masculine to become a promiscuity and sleazy, slutty program, where sexual liberation actually is taking back all of your sexual power and protecting your pussy, shutting down the temple gates, locking it, not letting any entities come in, any inferior dirty dick, low quality stallions, low quality genetic material. We have a really big problem on this planet where we are just reproducing endlessly, and we are producing weak, sickly, diseased individuals that are susceptible to being trained, groomed, and inserted into a feedlot as chattel. And we're ending that. We're shutting it down because women are going to not portal in any more souls into an abusive system, and we will not be having any more children for any men with any men that aren't kingdom spouse level, that aren't twin flame, divinely restored. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. It's poor quality. It's just not that time anymore. The time's up for all of that stuff. We are not going to produce any more children to be stolen and used in rituals. Let's go into cards. What else could possibly be dredged up now? This is the Emperor, and it's burning. The Empire is on fire. It's like the roof is on fire. Hell is going to hell. That's what I heard in a handbasket. Hell is going to hell. Oh my gosh, wow, right on top of that, the Hierophant, okay? And I put them both, I threw them off to the left-hand position, which is the past position. Trash, garbage, filth. Disposing of it. Look at who is here. She's going to go right in the middle with her Ma'at Kheru, her sword. This is the King of Swords, but she's taking both qualities within her and melding them as the king and the queen, and her tolerance. She has zero tolerance for bullshit. She's so intolerant. Look at, this is the Immaculate Conception card. She's going to be protecting the portals by educating Kumu, becoming a teacher. I'm talking to myself. Like, you're a sex education teacher. Do you hear that? You teach sex ed. Because what was given to me was shame for holding these codes, these righteous sexual conduct codes that ensure that all beings live a life of strength, of freedom, of wellness, of happiness, because they aren't diseased, they aren't enslaved, they aren't weak and paltry, they aren't feeble, they are not programmable. That is no life. That is no life to keep conceiving children into this lower, inferior quality. So the programs out there is, oh, you should have an open relationship, and oh, you should be open to this, and you should be open to that, and what are your kinks, and what are your fetishes? Do you know what kinks and fetishes are? No, you don't actually. Let me inform you, because I'm your sex ed teacher. A kink is like an energy channel that's not straight. So if you're kinky, you're not erect. You're an ape. You're in a lower nature. God, goddess stature stands erect without any kinks. A fetish is an idol, and it is akin to a voodoo doll. It's a voodoo doll, essentially, and it's controlling you. So fetishes are actually deficiencies. They're infiltrations where you can be penetrated and be puppeted and made to work for entities. I'm just gonna spit all the truth bombs today. I mean, it really is a truth bomb kind of energy in the way that shit's gonna hit the fan, because 15, I'm getting ahead of myself. 15 Taurus is it's a combination of Taurus plus 15, which is Libra, and 15 is the middle of any degree. Wait, no, of any sign. 15 degrees is the middle of any sign. So you've got kind of cows on scales, you know, you've got bullshit on one end, and then you've got sacred cows on the other. And the bullshit is going to fly off because the sacred cow has become weightier and more value has been placed on that side. So what's going to happen to the bullshit? It's going to get flung off and shit's going to hit the fan. So these are going to be like shit bombs. Truth is going to hurt, and it's going to smear in some people's faces like shit bombs. My 𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 is just, I serve and uphold the laws of 𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗀. Nothing less than the Most High. I've got two cards on the right-hand side, 5 of Cups and 8 of Cups. I am hearing Sedna. The number one thing that I'm getting with the 5 of Cups is that nobody has a real heart, okay? We are solving the Wizard of Oz right now. We're intended to walk down our own yellow brick road. We've revealed that there's a pretty weak-ass puppet behind a curtain that's trying to run the show and to keep us all believing that there's somebody big and powerful back there when there's not. It's just sad little beings without any souls or hearts or brains or courage. They have to hide. They won't come out in broad daylight and reveal themselves or tell the truth or expose what they're doing. So a real heart, a real ticker. What I'm saying is you have a ticker until you have a real heart, and you have to alchemize, and you have to formulate this real heart. You're not just given one at birth, not in this system, because a real heart would never go against itself, and it would never go against anyone else. It would never treat anyone poorly or shitty. I finally earned my own real hearts, so it will beat eternally to the beat of my own rhythms and the beat of my own drum. Otherwise, you have a ticking time bomb in your chest, and it will eventually run out of ticks to give or fucks to give, because it's timed on the man's watch, on the dead zombie matrix's calendar, the Gregorian system. The only way to have a real heart is to get in tune, to tune your heart with nature completely. And then you'll be beating out a biorhythm, and that biorhythm is exciting, and it's your own system. The word for this session, what was the 7 days? I got to pull it back up. There was a word for 7 days. We must bring it back up. Hebdomadal. For this hebdomadal. The word for this hebdomadal, this series of 7 days in a row, was 2 words, leash and unleash. Right now, you have to put yourself on your leash. That's what Sirius is doing, Cupido at Sirius. You're putting yourself on your own leash, but you have to do it it's like this switcheroony. You have to, oh, that's what's happening today with the Libra aspect of the Earth at 15 Scorpio. You have to have a leash on your own collar. You're clipping on your own and you're removing the one that keeps yanking you back into the old system. So you have to sever the leash that's yanking you backwards and yanking you into hell, and you have to attach your own leash, and you have to keep yourself on a very short leash, which is your own program, your own system, your own schedule, your own best interests. You're formulating this very set schedule, this set of routines and expectations for yourself. That is your own matrix, essentially. It's your own system. When you fail, you will always be yanked on the leash of someone else. So the Eight of Cups is kind of like kiss my Astro. Astro's a dog, right? On the Jetsons. Kiss my Astro and watch it walk away, seriously. Because Cupido is going to take that ass into Kuleana, into the territory of great responsibility. You're becoming your own keeper, your own handler. The other thing here is we're like rinsing off selling a piece of ass on this planet. Prostitution, that's getting all cleaned up. I could go into a little soapbox moment there, but I feel like there's one other thing with this card that I keep forgetting every time it comes up. I guess it's just not meant to be coming through. I'm going to pull a Rose Oracle card. I'm hearing undomesticated. Feral. Wild, free. Uncontrollable. The scientists. I placed it over the middle row of cards, which it does feel like genetics and reproductive science, where there's something being liberated right now with weird science. Oh, okay. We have weird science, which is WYRD, and then we have weird science, which is WEIRD. Weird, WYRD is your actual destiny. Weird is your manipulated, puppeted, hand shoved up your ass fate. And the correlation between reproduction, where you get puppeted to do like weird genetic scientists and science and breed. There's like this gross genetic thing that's being broken down over the next couple of days, and it's being replaced by natural selection, where a wild, feral, all natural being, the nose knows, there's the pheromones. You can smell another free being. They smell clean. They don't smell like rotten, decay, putrid. And that is being messed with right now with perfumes and deodorants and toothpaste. I'm going to tell you something. It's kind of gross, but it makes so much more sense to me now. 7 months ago, I got put into this very pristine reset state where I was not able to vacuum. I wasn't able to use any more natural cleaners in the house. I wasn't able to use deodorant, most shampoos, toothpaste. I have not used toothpaste in 7 months. Not baking soda, not any alternatives. My body said, nah. It said nah to all of that. And now I get why. It's because those are masks. And those things cover up those danger signals that say, hey, don't breed with this person. Like your person should smell like something that drives you mad, like absolutely wild and absolutely crazy. Like that's how you know that's your person. The nose knows. You can't, smells don't lie, bodies don't lie. All these heavy perfumes are actually one of the biggest biodisruptors of good genes and good genetics. This is crazy. I mean, it makes so much sense to say it out loud and to expose it. But what that does is when somebody artificially smells good to you and all you see is the appearance and you're not really in their chemistry, their actual molecules, where your nose will formulate together if this is like a good match. I'm such a mating scientist. This is interesting. Okay, I won't go any deeper on that because I'll just go down rabbit hole after rabbit hole. But this is getting broken up right now where all of these consumerism products that we don't need, like I don't stink, I don't have bad breath, I actually feel cleaner. And anytime I try to use those products just out of habit, or like I should be using them, they make me very sick and they make me nauseated or almost pass out. The last thing I will mention, and then we'll pull a final card here, is I'll tell you one other thing that happened to me in my reverting back to a pristine state, which is I was able to sense cruelty in my body anytime I ingested food. Like I always wondered why I could eat certain brands or certain types of things one day and then not the next. Yogurt is the #1 example where I could sometimes eat yogurt and then other times it would make me violently ill. Well, what was going on when I was in my reset state was I ate some foods and I began to sense how that food was treated, the treatment of the animals that made the yogurt. And if they were mistreated and mishandled, the food just screamed in my body. It just felt violent. It felt not nourishing. It felt dangerous. It didn't feel safe. It felt cruel. And I cried hours on end. I wailed and lamented at the suffering and the abuse of, and it's not just animal products, it's how vegetables and stuff are treated. So we've got this upstream and downstream production and the ramifications or the repercussions of those things kind of coming up with our new humane society that's initiating right now. Pull last card here. What else wants to? Tapestry of Memories. This card, I'm going to have to really dig deep here and see what wants to be. Oh, wow. It's so interesting to me how you can look at a card 30 times and it tends to have generally the same meaning, and then you see it the 31st time and it pops out in a different way. You know what I'm seeing here? Eyes, eyewitnesses, spies. They're everywhere now. They're watching you. You can't get away with this anymore. We're not asleep to it. We're not narcolepsy. We're not narked to sleep. We aren't taking any more roofies. We aren't going to be quiet. All eyes are on you. You're being exposed because every eye is now on you. You have eyewitnesses everywhere. And whatever fuckery you were trying to do with these, you also made that many more eyewitnesses with a memory, with the ability to record your asses. So, way to go, idiots. All right. Signing off. Bye, guys.